Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness, you guys are here. Thank you so much. We're not going to have the same problems as yesterday. So let's just start right away. Mic 1 2 check. Okay. If you hear me loud and clear, you know what to do. Drop that one in the comment section. This is Mzansi Unfiltered. I am here. Okay, 40 people here. Should we wait for 100 or should have people gone to bed? Have people gone to bed? Is it not too early? I decided to go. Okay, I'm Goonie checking in. Thank you. Yay! Thank you. Hi, Peggy. Hi, guys. Okay, today we did it right. Okay, I was a bit rusty yesterday, just coming on, talking to myself, and not even checking the sound. We hit 100. Okay, okay. We're inside Phakathi. Drop a Phakathi in the comment section down below. But let me tell you something. If you're trying to find the comment section and you're like, I can't find the comment section, what is going on here? Comments on live is reserved exclusively for Mzansi Unfiltered channel subscribers. If you're not subscribed, this is where I catch you out. This is where I find you, and this is where you sit at the back of the room in silence, okay? And sit in turmoil and decide, do I subscribe or not? We hit 61,000 subscribers today. Shout out to you for subscribing to the channel. Know that I love you. I love each and every one of you. Because of you, YouTube said, girl, can we have your passport? I need to see something. Okay. All that would not be possible. I remember my first subscriber. I remember my 100th subscriber. I remember my 1,000th momentum. Every moment is a milestone. Hitting 61,000 just after I hit 60,000 is just phenomenal. And I want to say thank you. And then I want to change the mood a little bit. One thing about me, I love my subscribers. I love you to the moon and back because you've helped create a family and you've helped us become a family. And I love it for us, okay? But don't get it twisted, okay? Don't get too comfortable. Do not find yourself in a comfortable position. Because one thing about me, I will exercise my right, okay, to not remain silent. But I told you, YouTube asked for my passport, so I've got to be a good girl. I can't be seen fighting on these internet streets. They're watching my channel. But let's read this comment together. Okay, we're going to Funda Togo Funda, and here we go. Even as a YouTuber, you have a responsibility to your audience. Integrity isn't just for journalists. It's for anyone who puts out information and claims to seek the truth. When you trade facts for attention, you betray not only your viewers, but also yourself. I urge you to search your soul. This says, search our soul, ladies and gentlemen. Hold your chest and say, search your soul. And recognize how far you've drifted from your original purpose. Regain your self-respect. Stop lowering your standards. And get back to creating content that's honest, thoughtful, and credible. Accept constructive criticism. Nah, this is not constructive criticism. This is constructive criticism disguised as gaslighting. And I will not tolerate such nonsense in my comment section. You don't get to write such a comment to me and think you can get away with it. I will respond. The comment continues to say, it's not an attack. Of course, that's what people do when they're trying to gaslight you, when they're narcissists. They will tell you, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but I love you. It's constructive critique. Shut up. It's not an attack, but an opportunity to grow. Don't let yourself continue down this path of degeneration. Oh my goodness. You are better than this, and deep down, you know it. Ladies and gentlemen, what the F is this? Let me tell you something about me. I'm very picky about words I say on my channel. My channel has been thought out. I told you guys my processes. I revealed that to you. I chose to do that. I did one video. And in that video, I said, Advocate Teffo, don't make me regret it. And then court gets into session today o'clock, and we are looking, okay? I'm even using the Zoom feature, okay? I'm like, what? Something is wrong. what is going on? Maybe he's in the witness box because they can't show be witnesses in that courtroom. And I am okay with it. You have to know something about me, and I want you guys to say this to yourselves as well. I love myself. I love myself. And I love myself. There's no comment on this planet that can change how I feel about myself. There's also no comment on this planet that can tell me my intentions and tell me that I am that I'm going down the path of degeneration. That time I hit 61,000 subscribers. Same time. So you can do yourself a favor, hit that unsubscribe button if you have feelings about me putting out one video about Advocate Teffo. Let me tell you something about Mzansi Unfiltered. If you click on my channel banner, it's always been the same. We don't make it up, we just report it. I reported what Advocate Teffo said with his own mouth. And you want to come for me? You want to come for me? Get a life. You cannot come for me for that. And you know what? I have no regrets. Zero regrets. Yes, I thought it was hilarious. Yes, I thought, I'm gonna look sideways from now on. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why were you not in court? So I'm going to read you. Should I continue down that rabbit hole, or should I save this for another moment? So a little bird said, where is Teffo now? Not in court. Let me tell you something. And then the response says, he is awaiting for authorization from the court manager so he can go into court. So you know what? It's not my story. I will report it. And anytime I will report it, if I want to talk about the sun, the moon, and the stars, I will do it. If I get 5 views, I'm okay with that. When I started the Jocelyn Smith trial, my first video had 200 views. I continued to report it because as the executive director of this channel, okay, the chief creative officer, I choose what I put on this channel, and I decided to continue with it regardless of the number of views. Please note, I love you guys. I love my subscribers. Without you, I am nothing. But don't ever mistake me for money, okay? Not everybody has to love me. And with that said, let's go ahead and check out the comment section. Mguni says, 1, he hears me. Peggy says, hello. Ntokozo Zigalala says 2. Ntokozo, I never asked for 2. You're trying to trick me. You're trying to trick me. We only did 1. Ntokozo, what's going on? Do you know says, excuse me. Do you know says, what's happening? See, the enemy of progress yesterday came from my mic. This is the same mic I'm using today. It's working just fine. And now the enemy of progress wants to take my voice? Woo. Okay, do you know says, greetings, we can hear you. Shout out to you. Next comment says, Peggy says, Peggy. Okay, Peggy. Hi, Peggy. Okay. Now that's a demonstration of I love myself, I love myself, and I love myself. 3, guys, what are these numbers? Did I ask for numbers? No, I did not. I only asked for 1. There we go. We've got our Phakathi inside. Hello, Tumelo. Phakathi, that's right. Yes, Phakathi. Do you guys see how easy it is to just drop a nice comment? And don't just do this on my channel. Do it everywhere. Spread some love and be a representation, okay? Don't hide under the guise of, this is constructive criticism. I know constructive criticism when I see it. And some of you guys have also left comments. You've given me constructive criticism and I've responded and said, yes, you're right, I'll do that. So criticism is not something new to me. Don't digress. Okay. Today's video, wait, what's the title? I have to even remember what my own video title is. Hold on. Let's see. What did I title this video? Advocate. Okay, yes. I did that on purpose. Okay. The video says Advocate Mnisi inside Phakathi and the AVL request. Where is Njabs? Listen, you guys have to drop Njabs in the comment section down below, because what do you mean court today was about the AVL? What do you mean, Njabs? Come to the front of the room. If you are watching, I'm also going to drop a link. Okay, let me drop a link over here. If you want to come up and chit chat, Zanzi Unfiltered is here for you. How do I do this? I always get confused. How do you paste on a window? It's always such a mission for me. I think I did it. Let me see. Did I do it? Yes, I did. Shout out to Tafita. Okay, we've got a channel member inside Phakathi the house representing, throwing that Mnisi emoji right away. Just 1 second. I need to pin that comment. So I have to go to my live. Give me a second. You know this is a one-man show. Next I'm gonna get a comment. You digress too much. You talk to yourself on your channel. Why don't you get an assistant to assist you in your life so that you don't bore me to death? So 1 second, let me do this. How do I do this? Why am I being confused? Maybe I do that, and then I do that. Is this video made for kids? Absolutely not. No. Great question, YouTube. How did I forget to set that? Okay, let's see if I can pin this comment. No, we can't. Yes, we can. Boom. Comment is pinned. Okay, let's talk about Advocate Nissi. Okay, did you guys see him show up in the courtroom? And am I the only one, or was the lighting good? Did he not look like he had a glow? Did he not look like he was far from the depressed Nissi we saw the last few times? I think he was under a lot of pressure, and I think, we take it for granted what he has been going through. And not only that, guys, you have to also remember that there's the online pressure. So I want to say, first of all, congratulations to Advocate Nissi to making it on the other side, okay? And am I the only one who also noticed Judge Rata just was in a foul mood? What did you guys do to Judge Rata? He was in a horrible mood. He was acting sus. I was like, wait, are you going to look at Nissi at any point? And maybe it's because some of us are spoiled and we come from Judge Nathan's courtroom and we're just used to professionalism. We're just used to a judge acting like a judge and also at the same time being humble to everyone in the room, including the janitor, including the drivers, including the witnesses, including the accused. Even the accused receive grace. Oh, which prison you want to go to? Oh, you want to go to Portsmouth? Okay. You know what? I can arrange that as I write your warrant of arrest. Like, I didn't know that he has to write, judges have to write warrants of arrest every day. Every day you leave the prison, you get a new warrant of arrest. Oh, isn't that interesting? Judge Nathan will ask an accused where they want to go. Next, we're going to hear him say, what you guys want to be served for lunch. That's how much of Ubuntu is being displayed by a man who is not of the same skin color as us. And then you go to the other courtroom, or maybe because the courtroom over there in the Western Cape is multiracial, or maybe because it's a rainbow nation in there, because it's a real rainbow nation over there. There's a lot of representation. And then you come to the court in Pretoria, High Court, and then you just stare and say, what is going on? What are you doing to your fellow Black men? But we're not saying he must favor them. We're just saying, can we just do Ubuntu? Now, Shalolo, as I predicted, come on now, you've got to give me my flowers. I called it. Shalolo is one woman who knows what time it is, okay? She is not about to, Nani, hello, I see you, connect your audio. She's not about to waste her time. Oh, Nani's here. I'm excited. I'm adding you to the stage. Look at her with the braids. She said, I'm going to lay my edges. No one's going to see my edges because, Mnisi is going back and forth. Hi, Nani. I haven't seen you this year, have I?
Hello, girl. How are you?
I'm very well. You're looking
No.
gorgeous. You have that Nissi glow going on. What's happening? Tell us. Go ahead and introduce yourself as well and your channel because you didn't write your channel. Is your name showing? Why are you laughing?
Is my name showing?
No, but I think it's
I'm
me. I
laughing at
think it's
what
the way I set
that you are
myself
saying.
up.
I'm having a Nissi glow.
Nissi was glowing today. He was shining. Did you see how bold that his bald head was shining? His entire face. He
Hello,
was just
guys.
happy. I'm ready. I will be ready on the 19th of May, 2025. Will you be ready on the 19th? I already told you that. Why are you asking me a second
Hold on
time?
for me. I'm happy with you just now. I think.
No problem. So, guys, did you guys see the glow? Drop a two. Yeah, we're at two. Drop a two if you saw the glow, or am I imagining things? Or am I just too excited that Missy was inside Phakathi within? Woo-hoo-hoo! So, talk to me. Let me read the comments here. You see, even the enemies of progress. Maybe yesterday my mic died because it didn't like the topic. But you see, even the enemies of progress today, even my audio is doing so well. Let me see what's happening in the comments. We've got Phakathi inside. That's right. She's digressing already. Sorry. I promise to do better, okay? Peggy says hi. Mukhadi is inside. Love Mzansi Unfiltered. I love you more. Okay? I love you more. Molweni. Hi, Charlotte. I love you so much on these YouTube streets. Advocate, therefore. And then David. David has got some emojis. He's really upset. He's so upset. He's so upset. And then at the same time, he's laughing. So he's got mixed emotions. Come on now, David. Explain to us what your emojis mean. Small is back in the building. Yay. Good evening. And then she says, I asked yesterday if you are the one. You know what? I'm trying to remember. There was something significant about Small. Small yesterday asked us if Muzi is aware that he has new representation. Small asked us. And you know what, Small? If I could send you a super thanks, I would be sending you a super thanks because you asked the right question. And we laughed you off. We laughed you off in the comment section. And where's Nani? Nani needs to come tell us, okay? Because Nani had an announcement, and I want, I love horses to speak for themselves because I don't want to be misquoted. So we'll wait for Nani to get back. Small, let me just highlight your comment and then we'll come back to it. Small, you're doing the most in the comments. Yes. Njabs, can you come, Njabs? We need to know, okay? Njabs educated us. Let's just take a moment to talk about Njabs because I don't think I've ever spoke about him live. I react to his videos. I actually don't react to everything he says. Quite frankly, he says a lot. I react to. So first of all, let's talk to Njabs, the expert turned content creator. We need you to fix your lighting, sir. Okay? Can you also clean your camera first before you hit that record button when you're there on the mastermind channel? Because we struggle sometimes to even see you. You see, when you're speaking greatness, when you're speaking data, we need to see the voice really, really well. Okay? Nani is back, and we the people, okay, aka small himself, herself. I don't want to misgender anyone. Small asked us yesterday. I went live yesterday, Nani. Where were you?
Yesterday I had network issues. I wanted to come through, but I couldn't.
Okay, so you missed a moment. We had someone in the comment section called Small. I don't know why they use that but it is what it is.
Call themselves.
And they said, I asked yesterday on the live if Muzi knows that he has a new legal representation. Nani, do you want to tell us what Muzi knows?
Who?
So does Muzi know, or did Muzi know
He wanted
that
to
he was
tell us.
no? Because you said that Muzi found out that about the new representation
Oh, that.
and the rumors. So can you please enlighten Zanzi Unfiltered what Muzi's reaction is? And we're just going to take you as a reliable speaker on behalf of Muzi
That's
Sibuya.
what he did.
Huh?
Listen, look at me now. Look at, listen and look at me.
So translation, Muzi laughed. Okay, he laughed. He was in shock.
Mhm.
And he said, Anana Foni, what do you mean I have a new legal representation? I only know Mnisi, okay? Mnisi Wemvula. And I said, maybe I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I said, let's listen for hidden cues from Mnisi. Is Mnisi dropping any hints? Is he trying to tell us there's a collaboration? Is something going to happen? Is Mnisi going to walk away? Nothing about Mnisi to me, and that's me, guys. You can't comment and say I'm wrong. And you can't say you're giving me constructive criticism on what I saw with my eyes. So Nissi just did not look like someone who was walking away from reading 60,000 pages. In fact, he then dropped the bomb. Well, he didn't. Baloyi. Okay, Baloyi said, my lord, Nissi's asking for extra stuff. My lord, mommy,
That foul cry.
about the AVL. But mommy, we covered the AVL already. Can you please tell him what the law says? He's only supposed to cross-examine Kininda. And my lord today remembered Brigadier Kininda. Oh, that was nice. Are you watching the podcast? Because that was the first time I ever heard my lord not say Kinanda, Colonel. He just really said it right. And he said, he has already been cross-examined, and you've already cross-examined the AVL people. We're not doing this again. And Ramasipili stood
Listen,
up. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yes, I always find it very surprising. I saw someone in my channel say that when Nani, I see that you don't like Teffo, and asked, is this how you think every day as a human being? That person could be somebody's husband or somebody's wife, somebody's father, or whatsoever. I don't know who, because we are on YouTube here. You can't always know if it's a woman or a man. But that person saying that was very surprising to me, because why are you not dealing with facts? We were watching this case, some of us from 2020, and then was it not 2022 at the end, there at the end of 2022 or somewhere early 2023, I'm not sure, when Teffo resigned, he said because of
Unprovoked.
Judge Maumela's didn't he say that? And those guys were left there hanging, shot, hurt, without. He said at some point, somewhere in his interviews, that he had a discussion with them. But what happened that day does not look like they knew that they were going to be dropped. There is a video. I will post it if people are looking for it, when he said that.
With his chest.
Now, moving forward from that, now is us coming here in 2020, 2023. I think 2023, 2024, I'm not sure. When he was arrested, was back then, and then the news circulated that he has been removed from the LPC.
Well, you see, these are the things that I covered in my life. So first of all, I want to go on record, and I want to make sure that the masses are not confused. So Small says, to think people believed him. You guys know where I stood. I made it so clear. Okay, I was so vulnerable yesterday, and I told you that I am part of the Doubting Thomas gang. Some of us, seeing is believing. I said that loud and clear. So then for people to, I don't
nothing
know,
wrong with it also.
Yeah, that's who I am. I am a seeing is believing person. And you know, I saw Advocate Teffo in the flesh, not in the spirit. It was in the flesh. He said, I will be there Monday morning representing Moses Sibiya on record. Those are his words, and I quote. So, why?
Okay, but we saw him resigning. We saw him resigning back in 2020. Was it 2022 or early 2023? But we saw him saying he no longer
didn't
going
resign.
to represent those guys.
He said he never resigned.
Due
In
to
fact,
no, but that's where I'm going, and Phakathi, is that we saw him, we heard him, we watched him saying that on national television. All of us were watching people that are following the case.
Yes, but Nani, you have to accept your position in life. You are a layman, okay? You're part of the jury. He resigned. That's what it looks like to you and me. But inside Phakathi, the legal realm, he still holds the mandate. And the 4 accused are his clients. I cannot argue with legal terminology. I can only invite someone in the legal realm to explain to us what that means. Okay, like grade 5. So that but yes, I hear you. You saw it, I saw it, the TV showed it.
Okay, hold on.
But he's saying it's not what we see.
So we are not mad getting. We are not mad. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying we are not mad. We saw what we saw. I'm not saying he is. I did not say that. I'm saying we are not mad. We saw the little bit of English that I can speak and understand. It told me that he said he was resigning. So after resigning, mandate is not there.
In our realm, yes.
That is my
understanding. But his understanding is he can still represent. He can still represent the 4 accused. And
how on earth are you going to be representing anyone in South Africa after the news floated around saying that you've been?
Do you know what? I think Nani wants a punching bag, but let me help you. He said, and I quote again, he said that just because they say I've been disbarred doesn't mean I've been disbarred.
I'm coming back, Mzansi, and let me use my phone, not the laptop.
Okay, no problem. So do you guys understand? So just because they say somebody is disbarred, and just because you guys hear that somebody is disbarred, doesn't mean that they accept that they've been disbarred. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? There's a huge difference. And I don't think that is a matter for the Senzo Meyiwa trial or for the Senzo Meyiwa family to resolve. I think that, for one, I'm happy that court continued today. It was a good 14 minutes, okay? But in those 14 minutes, a lot was uncovered. A lot was clarified. For one, Mshololo and Zitulele Nomalo are in KZN, okay? They couldn't be bothered. And that's my opinion. When I say they couldn't be bothered, why come all the way to Judge Rato's courtroom to hear that Mnisi can continue on the 19th when Nissi can tell you that himself in the WhatsApp group? So I stand with them for not coming. I do. And you know what? Did anybody else notice? My Lord did not jump up and down. My Lord did not have a hissy fit. He's learning. I think we can just allow him grace for that. I think he's coming along. We're getting better. We're getting better. He's understanding. They're not in the courtroom. It is what it is. And I love that. So shout out to my Lord for that. I thought he was going to throw pens, okay? I was expecting drama today.
Okay.
Why was he in a sour mood? Welcome, Nani.
Okay, am I audible fine now on this side? I'm using my phone now.
Yes, you just far, like visually, because we want to see your facial expression. You're representing both of us here. So I don't know how you can adjust your phone. Yes, you're doing better. I don't know if you need to bring it closer. The people want to see you. Yes. Thank you.
All right.
So go ahead. You were asking me. Go ahead.
I just wanted us to clear one thing for our people so that we are not misquoted and misunderstood. We do not have any issues with Teffo. We are dealing with the facts.
Amen. Preach,
We are
sister.
dealing with the fact. Personally, I don't know Teffo. I have no reason to have any issues with him. So we are dealing with facts. He resigned in front of us. I'm not sure which year was it, late 2022 or early 2023. I'm not sure, but he resigned in front of us. We were there. We saw all of that. Him now coming to say that he still has mandate, it doesn't make sense because he terminated the mandate to show that the mandate of him was terminated by him. It shows when the other advocates are involved in the case and are representing the accused throughout the entire the half of 2023, the entire 2024 up until now. So if he had an active mandate, how were these people that are representing now representing the accused? Come on, guys, we can't. Let's handle that first. Also, let's deal with the issue of him coming to say that he is going to come back to the case as a what? Because the last time we checked, we had news of South Africa, SABC, ENCA, Newsroom Africa, everywhere. It was everywhere. You can Google, you will find it that Teffo was removed on the LPC or something, whatever that registration of lawyers is. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't really care much about it. But he was removed, guys. So how is he going to represent, whether it's Nani, Mzansi Unfiltered, or anybody in South African courts if he was removed? Whether it was done illegally or not, did he challenge it and became successfully after challenging it and then was taken there, was brought back to become a lawyer that can practice in SA? Did that happen? I don't know. I can't say it didn't. Did he deal with that? And also, when you are busy advocating for Advocate Teffo in that stance, also ask yourself as a person, guys, Uguti, now that we are here, he's saying these things that he's going to come back, he's going to do this and that in the sense of Miwa case. Where does he enter? Why is it his business in that manner? If he was dealing with it like the rest of us, the public, because we want to know what happened to Sense, I would understand him. For him to want to go to the courtrooms inside when he terminated the mandate there inside the courtroom of Maumela, I do not understand. Those are the questions that I have. Also,
there's the hint.
Now, the last part of that I want to ask the people that are saying we have something against him for asking these questions is when Muzi was asked by the judge on the 22nd of April 2025, Muzi, do you still want Teffo, do you still want Advocate Nissi to represent you? He got up and spoke in a lower voice than Boto, but those voices are very similar, and said, yeah. And said, yeah. He got up and said that. Do you guys want us to give you that clip or also show you a picture of him getting up to see that, so that you can see him saying that, yeah, he got up and said that? And then for Teffo to come now and say that he's going to come back to represent him, on what grounds? Okay, first forward to Monday. Monday comes, we don't see him, but wait, we see Advocate Nissi saying that I am ready for the 19th of May. We do not see Teffo standing up if he was in court. I'm not saying he was not, because I did not see him. I was not looking for him. I did not see him. And also, I did not see Muzi doing this with his hand, saying that, my lord, I would like to have a word because I'm changing my lawyers. I did not see that. So what are you people coming at us for when we say, can we understand this? How is he going to represent any of the accusers when he does not have the mandate and he keeps telling you people that he has a mandate? From where and how? And yes, Umuzi laughed at it. He did. Thank you. I hope it's clear now. Your Nina. Anyway.
Thank you, Nani, for coming through with the third version, hearsay. Okay, Nani is representing Moses Sevilla on the hearsay, and we know in Judge Rato's courtroom, hearsay is inadmissible, but here on Mzansi Unfiltered, we take hearsay as fact. Okay, until proven otherwise. I will give you a live example. We took hearsay that Muzi has new representation, and there was a date, guys. We were told it was not in the future. We were told as of the 5th of May 2025, I will be at the Pretoria High Court on record for accused number 1. That was the hearsay. But inside the courtroom, the hearsay does not stand. It's facts. Now, there's a special request here, Nani, and I'm here to endorse it on behalf of Mzansi Unfiltered. Can you kindly call Njabs to the table?
Which request is that, my love?
Call Njabs. If possible, if he's available. We want to talk on Doni AVL, and we also want to take a moment as Mzansi Unfiltered to give him his flowers, because we now know how to read coordinates.
Listen, actually, the reason I came through before, besides the other things that we're talking about, I wanted to come here officially and say, can I invite you in our Don with Njabs, and then you, me, and Njabs, we do something?
How dare you think you can just ask in the public and then you expect me
I
to give you a no? Why not? Yes. Judge Nathan
then you will ask all these questions, and then we will be live with Njabs. Don't worry, it's coming.
You heard it from the horse's mouth. Nani said she'll hook us up, okay? She'll put us inside Phakathi with Njabs. And then, so submit your questions. How can you submit your questions? I'm going to put a poll on my channel. I'm going to put a post, actually. And then you guys can go type your questions there. So I'll do that later today. And then, wait, I've got to look at the time. Okay, we're good. And then when you guys go, type all your questions, because I, for one, okay, so I, for one, sorry guys, I can't even switch off my phone. Normally I switch it off when I'm live, but this is a hot time, okay? And you know, we might have some Gulagojos calling me, and then if I suddenly disappear, it's because them Gulagojos have called, okay? But in the meantime, we are here, okay? I'm here with you. So Njabs, Nani said she'll link us up, okay? I want to say on record that I appreciate Njabs because he taught us how to read the AVL records. I'm going to say, you know, the whole time they were reading the whole AVL Don, who really was paying attention? Who really was paying attention?
And they were not
was brilliant,
according to what we have noticed now.
And now we know you've got to punch that number, okay? And I need them Shololo in that courtroom. That's another thing about them not being there. So it was Rams and Nissi today standing up on their 2 feet themselves against the judge. You know, Shololo will stand up and say, my lord, section da-da-da-da-da allows us to do this again, da-da-da-da-da. So I would love Shololo in that moment when the AVL records are coming. They won't show us, you know, some of us are spoiled from Judge Nathan's courtroom. We got to see everything live, beamed. If it's beamed, we're seeing it. If he has to beat up the chair, we're all watching it. So
that got me laughing.
I mean, I wanted the judge to stop that nonsense, but you know what? If it assists the judge in his decision, it is what it is. But then
the taught us a lot. We also learned a lot of things there, guys.
We learned how to torture? What do you mean?
No, I mean from the judge.
Oh, don't get me started on Judge Ndim. I love him so much, in case it was not clear the 10th time. But here's the thing. I've learned so much from him. I've learned so much about right. I've learned so much. I've learned so much. And then coming back to the Senzo Meyiwa trial is like, you know, going to your stepmother's house.
Exactly.
And, you know, it's like, I've got to go back home. I love being home because it's my family, but my stepmother's there. And she just doesn't like us. And she's just so rude. Especially when my dad is not there. My stepmother's horrible. That's what it feels like being in jail. And because I was sitting there, I was like, this is a 14-minute session. But you walk out of that courtroom and you feel like you've been tortured. You feel like you've been...
Speaking of that courtroom when Mzansi, and what was that Judge Rata was doing today?
I don't know what was wrong with him today. He was upset.
When he said, Mnisi must to me, this is my little English of Ndabengonyane High School. I heard him saying to Mnisi, tell me, what did you and Muzi talked about? Didn't he tell you, Haibo, when now
he
is it?
Said it with his chest. And then he changed his sentence very fast.
He actually said it. I was like, Haibo, did I hear him right? Is he asking for client privilege? What? Client and attorney privilege? What?
He said this is common sense. This is common sense. You don't have to be a Mandela. Yes, he said it. He said it twice. Mandela is trying to rest in peace, but once it comes to the Judge Rata courtroom, he's always shaken.
Will never see that rest.
And then he says it's common sense.
Common sense.
Common sense tells you you have to transverse that with your client. Did he
like, transverse my left
instruct Advocate Ngomezulu? And I'm like, now we have to raise Ngomezulu as well.
From the dead.
Even Ngomezulu can't rest. What is it within Advocate Ngomezulu? Remember, he's still the same judge who told Advocate Nissi that, yeah, you should get his paperwork from some of the stuff that he did with his client. And Nissi was like, okay. And then today, Nissi says, my lord, is client confidentiality.
Even after being told that.
Yes, but you must have discussed it. Again, it's client confidentiality. Like, what the hell? So, yeah. Ngomezulu was onto something. Only Moses Sevilla can tell us if he had, given those instructions. But Muzi, I need you to hit that section 35 anytime anyone tries to ask you that question. You hit section 35. We know section 35 from Judge Nathan's courtroom, which is I have the right to remain silent. Okay, I'm not telling you nothing. Get out of my face. That is none of your business, what I discussed with the late Advocate Ngomezulu. May his soul rest in peace. I have a new legal representative, and let me tell you, he's doing a mighty fine job because he told my lord, that's client confidentiality. Get out of here. You don't get to know what we spoke about. But what you will have to make a ruling on is those AVLs. My lord, we are not saying. We hear what Advocate Baloyi is saying, those records are central to what we want to come and tell the court in respect of accused number 1 and 2. And I said, yeah, they're not going to do section 174. I'm so excited. And then Baloyi said, Mommy, stop them. They can't ask us for that.
I want them to do 174.
No.
I do.
No. They need to put all their evidence on the table. If
we
they do
one, no, do you know why I want the 174? I want to hear the reasons for rejection because it will be rejected by judges. So that they can take from the rejection reasons and put more effort on those things.
No, I think you are confused. In Judge Rata's courtroom, you do not get explanations for rejections. You are confusing courtrooms. That's Judge Nathan's courtroom, where he will explain to you why you don't have the right to apply for Section 174. In fact, Judge Nathan said it was stillborn. The application was stillborn. I'm like, my lord, why are you saying that? But here's the thing, for one, I love Muzi. Did I say Muzi? Gosh. I love Advocate Mnisi's style. I know that we're going to spend a good 6 weeks on the AVL record. Let's just put that out there right now. It's going to be a long 6 weeks. Mahola. I confuse those two. Mam Fundis, that red golf is coming to court, okay? I don't know if you have to carry it into the courtroom and show that it doesn't have the AVL done in it, but Nissi wants that record. And if he can't get it from you, he now wants the metro, what, done. Everyone who worked with you that day.
Did you hear me on my comment section? I saw people saying, Nani, you will be surprised. If you think that it is a surprise for that red golf to not have an AVL, wait until you saw your Western Cape government does not have insurance. I was shocked.
What?
The person said that Western Cape government cars don't have insurance. I was like, I don't lie. He was like, okay.
What?
I was like, state car, what? A state car. Western Cape government don't have insurance. I was like, you lie. You're like, So don't get shocked if they say that AVL was not in that car. Very much possible. I was like,
Don't get, and then I think that the AVL conversation was brought up at a crucial time because the nation right now, not only with the, we receive the advanced education, we all have certificates now in AVL knowledge because we know Ubangani Ntanzi ended up in the ocean in Western Africa. He was in the ocean per the coordinates submitted into the court. And it is not taking a page from Njabs' words. It's not alleged. It's a fact. The court has said it. It's been said in court, so it's a fact. So those AVL records put Bogan in
And
in
not only, I'm not going to say alleged. I'm sorry to you.
So I think that is hilarious that that is going on. But no, this one is I have to do something. Hold 1 second. 1 second, 1 second.
I saw another case when
okay, that's it. Let's put the phone down. Sorry. Yes.
YouTube said you might need bias drinks.
No, YouTube sent me an email. I'll read it later. I also have to unbox a package from YouTube. My boss is out here loving on me and someone wants to write nasty comments. One person.
At a time.
My channel is not your mother's house. Okay? Govern yourself accordingly. But what else do we want to talk about, Nani, with regards to today? That's the thing. It was a good 12 minutes in that court, but there's so much. So I was still talking about the AVL before we were rudely interrupted by my phone. The AVL, so yes, this is what I was saying, that we thank Njabs for his education. So we first of all got the education, the crash course from Njabs, and then the 3 officers and their sudden disappearance and done. But because we have our crash course over here from Njabs, we're like, you have to give us that AVL record. It's not make sure right now, okay? So may their souls rest in peace. I haven't spoke about them on my channel just because it's so new, so raw, so many questions. But I'll probably introduce the topic once we have more answers and more clarity. And I think they're starting to do the funerals this week. And yesterday they did the collecting their spirits rituals and everything like that. And then after that, there's going to be the inquiries and. So we are now AVL experts, guys. Make sure you update your records. So let me go through some of the comments here. David Makatini says, Phakathi Omkulugudu, my favorite. You guys are hilarious. Thank you for, making this channel so hilarious. What? I'm not going to read that. No. Skip. Peggy Koza says, looking so beautiful, Nani. I agree. She looks gorgeous with her braids. She looks put together. She looks, where are you going? With who? What time? And why wasn't I invited? And Tengani Hendrik Sitole says, hi, Njabs, is he a PI? The way he knows things, he's in done. That's all I know. He does explain what he does. Did I commit it to memory? No. I think I heard him say he worked at the airport. Sometimes he works in security when it comes to checking out, when it comes to the president. You know what? I'll come back with a proper answer. Let me do my research and then I'll come back with a proper answer. Christina says, Phakathi Mkulugudu. Yes. The judge was in a foul mood. Looked like he knows. Ooh. Comment cut off. Hey ladies, I hope you are all good. Give us what you are best at. Yes. Give me a mic and hear me talk. And then we have JJ says the judge was in a foul mood. Ooh, he's on damage control. I think so. Something was up. Did Njabs work 702 before? I think I know his voice. I don't know. We're calling him to the front of the room soon, soon, soon. Now, oh, Nani is right. He resigned. Yes. Advocate, therefore. Yes, he did. I mean, there's video evidence.
Mm-hmm.
The foul mood was the judge. Huh? The foul mood from the judge is sorry, guys, I'm not wearing my glasses, so I'm very blind. Oh, let me read from the screen. Why am I struggling? Okay. The foul mood from the judge is as he trying to it's him trying to do damage control. He doesn't want the defense team to reveal more. If the defense team doesn't do it, the online streets are going to sing. Hi, Mzansi Unfiltered. Nino, sis Nani. Yes, bro. Thank you for this comment. Where are the people who always say, hi, Nani? You have Mzansi speaking. You have Nani speaking. Do you see that we are two different people? Come on now. Shout out to Nani M podcast. I always get the is it M or N? I always get that wrong.
M.
So it's Nani M podcast and Mzansi Unfiltered. Okay, two women on these streets, just here to entertain you on this Monday evening after the court and Dondonis, and then now the AVL. So, what do you think about Ramasipile Noni today?
Ramsipile is up to something, and he was confident when he was speaking, guys. I know he normally has that shaky voice. That thing was there, but it was embroidered in some confidence of some sort. I'm not sure why, but at first I thought, when don't man, please. Uyabona wena uzongibhudisa today, but when I watched again, because what I do, especially if it's short sittings, I will always go and watch and listen properly to things that I was listening in a hurry when they were actually live. So I'll go back and listen properly and sit and be like, okay. So when I was listening again, I was like, what is Ramsipile on about here? Why would he say that? But then I was like, Ramsipile is still going to prepare for Undanzi should he take a stand. So he's not wrong for asking for things that he didn't have. And also for the judge to be dismissive, and this one, Ubaloi, also to be acting that way, telling him that he wants a second bite. Whether he wants to have a second bite or not, it's also his right. If he wants, he can request to ask questions again, or for a certain person to be called back again. It's his right. There's nothing wrong with that, unless the court decides, no, we're not doing that, I'm not allowing it. So I did not understand Baloi why he's gonna behave like that. Then again, it's Baloi being Baloi, and also the judge being the judge. But I believe Ramsipile is up to something.
It's funny that you say that, myself included. Initially on the live, I was like, what is Ramsipile doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, and then when I listened to it a second time, I was like, oh, because I was like, you can't have a second bite at the cherry. And I absolutely hate it that you want me to endorse what Malo is saying. But then I realized, no, he's up to something. So something is coming up on the defense side of things. And I think that Baloi and the judge jumped the gun, thinking that he's going to try to cross-examine the new AVL information. But, you know, even with Judge Ndim doesn't allow people to bring stuff on the record once they've passed cross-examination. So you know what, Judge Rata, will let you slide with that one. But it doesn't mean they can't do it on their side, the defense case, because that's about to start. It's about to happen. So maybe the Senzo Meyiwa trial is actually going to end this year. Remember last year when we predicted it was going to end in June? Where are those people? Where are they? Where are those people that predicted a June end?
No,
I remember thinking to myself, how?
No, that we need to be forgiven. We did not think Gomez was dying.
Yes. No.
Surprise for
I think it was after.
Was it after?
Was it before?
No, it was, for me, it was before.
Okay. I will see you. The hair's looking nice.
I'm tired.
So, oh, guys. And here comes the comment section. You guys have to see this comment. Who is it from? Klenyewe. Masbugo says, I saw Advocate Teffo in court today. Now I'm going to ask you this question. I want you to pay close attention. Come close to the screen. The question I have for you is, which courtroom? Which courtroom did you?
You did not read 2 comments before that.
Oh, let me see. Okay. Queen of South Africa. Small. Okay.
You were there by
Small
the first
says,
yes.
Small says, yes, Nani, we saw everything here. And then Queen of South Africa says, thank you, Nani, to stand firm for the truth. It's important if one of us is out of line to be called out. Even to discuss about the details of an ongoing case isn't right. I stand with this second part of your comment. Which is why for me, I like to talk about things after they happen in court. I made an exception to that rule this weekend. And I live to have mud on my face. But I always ask myself, like, so I'll give you an example. The lawyer for Asma Gashula's PA, she has her own YouTube channel and she vlogs. Imagine if she's sitting on her channel there going, and then we're going to do a trial within a trial. Nah. She doesn't talk about her case at all. I actually love her channel. So you guys should also go and follow her. Okay. It's very interesting. It's very zen. It's very different. And then when you see her in the courtroom, you're like, okay, interesting. So I love that. I am of that fact. Even myself, even if I receive something before it's said in court, I typically don't say it. Until it's said in court. That's just how I roll, because I do respect the court and I respect the law. And then I don't know if you guys heard about the person who, first of all, we'll talk about McG really fast. McG is going to be called to Parliament for his hate speech. And then now they're going to regulate, podcasts. They're going to put rules to the freedom of speech thing. And then there's the person who just wrote on Facebook. Sometimes you get really happy for the views, likes, and clicks. Listen, guys, I do what I want. It's not necessarily for views and clicks. Yes, I'm a monetized channel. Yes, I get paid on the 21st of every month. Don't get it twisted. But that doesn't mean I'm just going to throw anything for views and likes. But yes. And then, so some person, I don't know who it is, posted that the polo was seen in Cape Town, and that person now has charges. And then there's also the fool that burnt down Kelly Smith's house. I really hate that person, because I'll talk about that in a separate video, but that was dumb. Why did you burn down the house? Why did you burn down the house? Now there's no house. Like, do people think before, ahead of time? No. So again, even to discuss about the details of an ongoing case, as an active person in that courtroom. Alf says, hello, Alf, our channel member. Thank you so much for supporting the channel financially. We absolutely love it every time when you do. On this device, I want to see, what color is Alf? Alf. I got to look on this side. Hold on. I'm looking at my other screen. Alf is a golden channel member. I'm so excited, guys. I love all my members, but gold just means you're Goldilocks. It means you've been here. You've been inside Phakathi, and it just makes me so happy. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the continued support. To become a channel member, just hit the link in the description box of any video, and you get access to extra stuff, okay? Now, we have Uhlengiwe. We're back at Hlengiwe Mazbugo, who says, I saw Advocate Teffo in court today. You have to come. There's a link up there at the top, Mzansi Unfiltered in yellow. Hit that link. Come and tell us, what do you mean you saw inside the
court? What was he wearing? I asked. I want to see. What was
he wearing? The last time someone said that, it was Ashley. And he said he saw Advocate Ngomezulu inside the court. Well, not inside the court, in the court premises. And then the next day, Advocate Ngomezulu wasn't there. So we have to be very careful. Come tell us, Hlengiwe. Okay. What does Alf say? Hi, all. Hello. Are you serious? You see, I'm not the only one. Anyway, are you still here? And then we have Queen. One thing I know, Baloy ain't bringing. Oh, you guys. I think I need to read these comments before I read them out loud. One thing I know, Baloy is not bringing any AV. Of course he's not. He made it clear. He said, Mommy, I don't know what section you have to pull, but you got to make sure. Hint, hint, blink twice. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. It's not going to be a good look. Affidavits are loading for sure. He will never open a can of worms at this time in his own case. He wants to close the case. I agree with you. Thanks for that laugh. Hello, Stanley. How you doing?
Zanzi, but guys, don't you guys hear voice yaka Musi? Yeah, Mboto. And my name is Musi. His name was Musi.
The one line I remember from Umuzi, I always remember it and I always go to it, is when, the first time when Ngomezulu didn't show up in court and Judge Rata really was just losing his mind. He just had never heard of someone not showing up to court in his lifetime, 50 years experience. So he was losing his mind, and then he asked Muzi to stand up and tell him what is going on. And Muzi's like, I'm not a phone. Like, dude, what's wrong with you? I'm in prison. Do you know that? Do you think like Ngomezulu and I are like chommies, but buddies like that? And Ngomezulu calls me and says, listen, cover for me today. Okay.
Even that day, did you hear his voice? Even that day,
yes, it was low, because it was like,
it was low.
So I always remember his voice. Lindway says, there we go. Phakathi. Guys, there's a channel subscriber who hasn't been here, not on the lives, but in the comments. And now I'm worried because I haven't seen them in a while. So where are you, Phakathi? She's actually a Phakathi. Just drop me another heart because I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. Omega says, I said it yesterday. I know better people. They're all here in the comments. Let's hear what Omega, Alpha and Omega, what you got to tell us. Let's hear it. I said it yesterday. If Advocate Teffo tried to be part of the court proceedings today, they would have him arrested. You see? We don't know because we haven't heard from him. Have we?
But you know what? When I'm unfiltered name, we should also give him his flower like 100%. Now I will always be one of those people.
Advocate Teffo. Absolutely, guys. I told you
100%.
In the beginning, I was not.
If it wasn't for him, this case would have never knew most of the details that we know about the Senzomeyiwa case.
So I have to walk away from my screen, Nani. So I need you to continue reading the comments. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 5 minutes. And we've got a co-host.
Okay. So I'm saying, guys, that if it wasn't for Advocate Teffo, most of the things would have never been revealed when it comes to the Senzomeyiwa case. And he deserves his flowers 100%. I'm saying that because of that comment that we just read now. So I don't understand where we are now. Why is he still busy with the entire situation? In my view, after everything that is so painful that happened to him regarding this case, he needed to step back. In my view, I could be very wrong. Maybe he has his reasons. He needed to step back, re-engineer his life and start over, because a lot of very painful things happened to him. He experienced some really nasty things. Do you understand? So there's a lot of things that happened. So that's why personally, I don't understand why, because I wouldn't be involved like this. I wouldn't be saying a lot when it comes to this case if everything that happened to him happened to me. I'm not him though. I don't know his angle. I don't know why he's doing what he is doing, because somehow now it's going to look like some obsession of some sort. I don't know. But the bottom line is that he's not representing anyone, and it's a fact. So guys, I don't know. Anyway, let me read the comment section. And then Small says, at Queen of South Africa, he failed the first time. Where are they going to come from now? Our defense sometimes libona. Unoza, I thought the defense team asked for those AVLs, but they were never finished. Or I'm wrong. I think
Okay.
Umgomezulu did ask. I think Umgomezulu did ask for these AVLs. They were never finished. Just like Mzansi, they forgot. I wish I can speak to Nissi if I knew him. To say, sir, please don't forget he tupas gamusi. Gunala page. Gunala page. There's a lot that is in that page. There's a lot.
I love this that we have, court assistants, okay, friends of the court, reminding us that don't lie to us, by the way, okay? As members of the jury, we have our notes. AVL guys, I won't lie, I wasn't paying attention. But now that Njabs has told us, it's kind of like, oh, should have paid attention. And we can always revisit that. I think we should. So yeah, according to Unoza, that was requested before. And, if Mshalolo was there or Ngumalo was also there, you see, it is important for them to be inside Phakathi, the courtroom. They could have also said, no, it was requested, Baloy. What are you talking about? This is not a second bite at the cherry. You just never came with the cherry the first time. Okay? Go ahead, Nani. Next comment.
Okay. The next comment will be Hlengiwe says yes, Nolmabalo, but he was sitting at the back seat. So Hlengiwe saw him and he was sitting at the back. I didn't see him.
Hlengiwe is holding strong. Hlengiwe is not letting go. Okay. He was sitting, he was listed sitting at the back.
That's what she says. I'm gonna check the video again and see. And then Queen of South Africa says, Teffo has a mandate from Sifiso as a watching brief. Again, will represent and accuse. That's a conflict of interest already.
Laughing emojis.
They will say you are a hater when you speak like that.
How dare you, Queen of South
Africa?
How
dare you say such things?
And let's unpack that. Let's unpack that. Let's pause on that for a second.
Yes. Because now
this is where
it was not Sfiso. Now I heard Teffo saying that. I did not hear Sfiso. Queen,
no, that's what I'm saying. So now we need. Does anyone know if Sfiso ever said? Because I know the watching brief to be somebody else, but then I also don't know how many watching briefs one person can have. And watching briefs, you know what? Let me reserve my right to remain silent. Okay, let's continue. Next comment. I don't want to be
okay. And then Charlotte says that I thought so too, Omega, that the guy was asking for trouble. He did pitch up. Ferdinand.
No. Let's unpack that one also. He didn't tell us that he's pitching up in the courtroom. He told us he's going to be on record. There's a huge difference between pitching up. I mean, I can pitch up too. I can pitch up and no one will know that's Mzansi Unfiltered over there. I'll sit there and you guys will be like, oh, there are people in the court. Anyone can pitch up. Show your ID at the door, you go in, you bow at my lord, you show him his respect, and then you sit down, and then when you're walking out, you walk in reverse, and then you bow again, But when you are now saying to the people, I will be at the Pretoria High Court on record for accused number 1, you don't sit at the back of the court, according to Hlengiwe. But, we move. I don't want to be disappointing my subscribers.
Queen of the South again says to Small that the advocates missed their opportunity on the trial within a trial. It's too late now. And then he responds and say, South Africa, those ones are not serious shame. They are taking chances. Umatlodi uti the Jocelyn case was so hard to follow because of the sound issues, but the consistency and professionalism shown in that court was top tier. I agree.
I was one of the people who gave them a hard time for the poor sound. And then I felt so bad when the judge explained that it was just a local company, guys. It was just a local company in Saldanha Bay that brought that sound. So, they didn't have the right equipment. I remember just being so angry in the beginning because, we could barely hear. It was so painful. And then the judge dismissed the first interpreter. It was painful. It was like, dude, did you just mess up on national TV? And then they got the other interpreter, Mr. Can't remember his name, and then he made a mistake. Instead of saying 200 rands, he said money. And Judge Nathan said, "You're not here to play games."
And then he did not come back again.
Oh my goodness! And then shout out to the female interpreter. She was awesome. She was working hard. She did it for the record. And then, she had to sit behind Kelly in timeout. I'm kidding. She had to sit there. Some people ask me why she was sitting there because Kelly doesn't understand English. Okay. So when they're now doing the real court, everything is in English. It's no longer English Afrikaans. It's English YY. So then she had to sit there and tell her sometimes when she doesn't hear what they mean. But all Kelly needed to understand is guilty anyway. I mean, what else did she need to know? Dan, Dan in the building says, call Njabs. Dan, you are late to the party because we spoke about it. Njabs, stay tuned, okay? Stay tuned. Turn on your notifications, subscribe, and done everything. Njabs will be here. Queen of South Africa. Rata wasn't interested on the client lawyer privileges. He doesn't know about them in 50 years experience. I'm telling you, that's what he displayed to me. I think he was trying to assist him and make sure he really knows that Muzi gave multiple versions there. Rata was concerned. Multiple versions. If I was incarcerated and my advocate passed away, I would take the next best chance to try again. That's me. If I was Kelly Smith and I spent a lot of time taking tick and the buttons and the what, I would not plead Section 35. I'll say, listen, when I take those things, I feel like I live in Mars. Okay. I will use those substances as my defense, and then they will put me in that hospital, and then I don't have to go to prison. I would do that. We've seen Dr. Nandipha Makutumana try her best at everything. I would do it. So, you know what?
That one fought, ne?
I don't blame Muzi. He's the only one there who's had a chance. And if he switches legal representation again and he switches his story again with his new old representative, I wouldn't blame him. Because in Judge Nathan's words, we're dealing with people's lives here. He could be sentenced to life. Nissi is so good. Yes, he is. Not mommy. Guys, you don't hear that. I know he'll be saying my Lord, but in my head, it's like he's that child. You know, that favorite child. The spoiled, rotten one who gets everything they want. And you're just trying to say, I wash the dishes. Queen of South Africa, Mumalo must yeah, you know what? I endorse this. Come on, guys. He's been a guest of honor in that trial for too long. Mumalo must try 174 for Mapisa, but for the AVL are not coming forget. Oops. Yeah, tell me, guys, in the comment, do you think Mapisa should take Section 174? But then how does that affect common purpose? Where are the legal minds to tell us this? And then next comment says, most state cars do not have insurance. That's true. I think because they don't have a dedicated driver. And no, come on. Worldwide, there are police everywhere. There's a workaround about it. And I'm sure they build their own, what's it called, state policies that work around that. If they don't have policies, okay, let's go with that theory. So are you saying to me let's just say hypothetically, the 3 police that plunged into the river after speeding in the rain, per the state's version of events. Okay, I'm not saying that's what happened, and I'm not disputing. We always start off by going with the state's version of events. You guys know that, okay? We are in the interest of justice. And then what tends to happen is the evidence becomes not make sure, and then we start making videos. But for now, let's go with that hypothetical scenario. They were driving, they were speeding, there was a storm, the car plunged into the river, broke into half by some miracle, disintegrated, no one has a seatbelt on all of a sudden, and then they're found inside Phakathi, the river. Are you telling me that if that car has no insurance, there is no payouts for the families? Is that what you're telling me? For a state employee? That's going to be very, very interesting. I will definitely be watching out for that. Quest says, good evening, Zanzi, Unfiltered, and Unani. Hello, hello, hello. Why are we judging advocate? So, what? Celia.
You see?
You know, I think that Nani took her time and explained. What are you doing? Okay, you're just gonna have to rewind the video because there's no way I can just re-explain and then we rehash the Teffo theory because we're not judging him. Okay, 1 + 1 is 2, right? Advocate Teffo told us he was going to be in court on the 5th of May 2025, representing accused number 1, Mnisi. It's the 5th of May 2025. Advocate Nissi stands up and says he is ready to continue on the 19th of May 2025. Celia comes in the comment section and says, why are you judging Advocate Teffo? Am I missing something?
I'm judging you, Celia Browns. I'm judging you at this point. I didn't judge Teffo, but I'm judging you. Is this how you think every day, ma'am? Really?
I'm disappointed. Hello, Barbara. Shout out to another channel, a member. You see, if you're a member, you also get a lot of love, okay? You get extra caramel. Lindywe is here as well, and she says Rata is very naughty. Silly questions and comments. Nani, check on Njabs. Nani, check on Njabs, says Lindywe. Do you know something we don't know? Celia says, hello, ladies. Hello, darling. Celia says, do you know what? Active listening is a skill. Nobody discredited. Absolutely nobody discredited Advocate Teffo. So Celia says, the same Teffo brought Rams on board. Stop judging him.
Who judged him and why would he be judged? Choice of words, girlie. I'm judging you actually at this point. This is me saying that with my chest. I'm judging you. Is this how you think every day?
Magaya says, Baloy looks so guilty, eh? I feel sorry for him when the defense case starts. There is so much evidence to prove a cooker. Baloy is fighting for his skin. Bring in Makubo and Kelly. Game over. It's going to be, it's going to be fireworks. Guys, leave Teffo out. You have already made your.
Ow. Magaya Nawe. Really?
Magaya, leave Teffo out. You've already made your point. It's now sounding personal.
Really?
P.S. Teffo has a lot of sympathizers and he cracked the case for the current defense.
But that's what we said.
The problem here is active listening. And I need you to focus.
Comprehension.
We only spoke about one element of Advocate Teffo. He said he was going to be in court today. The record does not show him in court today. Period. Anything outside that fence, electrical fence, is not what we're talking about. Nani, I think she really put it well. She said, and normally, guys, if you're a guest on my channel, it does not reflect the views of the channel. Don't need disclaimer. But I think Nani said it really, really well. She said, Advocate Teffo's been through a lot. He's done a lot for the case. Done everything. She did that. She basted her cake. She put the layers on the cake, and then she dressed it up. And then now she just doesn't have the top thing to put on the cake because he didn't show up in court today. And, as a YouTube channel myself, I can only speak for myself. We're not going to ignore the facts. We're not going to ignore the facts. He was not in court today. Does he have sympathizers? Absolutely. Are we also part of... I, for one, have done so many videos on Advocate Teffo, okay? So whatever he does, and I'll continue to do the videos. Don't think I've stopped. I have no hate for him. This is not a personal vendetta. He's been to prison. He told us it's a good 17 months. 17 months in prison. And let us not forget, he was dragged out of court on live TV. So that doesn't change that we are not his sympathizers. I hope that clears the air. And to also show you that Advocate Teffo has a lot of sympathizers, I did a poll today, and I asked the members of the jury, let me read it to you, because I think we're getting lost. We're getting lost. We might need some AVL records here to bring everybody back. We'll need a section 205. We'll need people to come back. Okay, we'll have to come back to the facts of the matter. I specifically said Advocate Teffo says he is reporting for duty in court today to represent his client Mnisi on record. Well, I guess that means Mnisi doesn't have to tell us if he's finished reading the 60K pages. We want to hear from you. Should Advocate Teffo show up in court today? 43% of about 500 people responded and said yes. So what does that tell me? If I'm doing my math, it tells me we love Advocate Teffo, okay? And then 32% said no, Musi already has legal representation. That is Mnisi. 17% said yes, he can come as a watching brief. 8% said no, okay? No. So does Advocate Teffo have sympathizers? Absolutely. And don't forget that you said that Advocate Teffo brought Rams. Rams brought Ngomezulu. So it's not an absolute state. The case doesn't belong to one person. But the Meyiwa family remains without justice. And we are team justice for Senzo Meyiwa.
Exactly.
So let's not get those two things twisted. I hope we've shut down any confusion about Advocate Teffo at this point. Okay? Thank you so much for your attention to this public service announcement. Hi, Sis Nani. Teffo Usia Siavuma. Next comment. I think Teffo has another surprise Ngo to take over.
Not follow.
I also don't. I'm disappointed with the fact that Advocate Teffo did show up in the Pretoria High Court. I guess didn't show up in the Pretoria High Court as his promise. They're going to tell you that you're picking on him, and so Goshe, don't say that. Tafsile says, Judge Ndim, if you don't know, forget about it, okay? Do you know what is hilarious is people will write a comment and say, oh my God, you're back. Thank you so much. I've missed you so much. I've been here every day. Where have you been? Because now you're telling on yourself that you haven't been checking up on me. You haven't been watching me. You haven't been supporting me because I've been here every single day. Mount Darwin says, all Kelly needed to hear is guilty. Okay, you know what? Maybe Afrikaans people won't be happy I said that. Okay, I take that back. Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Did she cry?
Of course not. Why would she cry?
I saw.
She knows exactly where her child is. She knows. I believe she knows. Kininda's evidence is really misleading the court, and the problem is that Rata is so patient to listen to those lies. I stand with you on that one. Queen of South Africa says, thanks, ladies. A breath of fresh air. Okay, subscribed on Nani M2. Love you. There you go. Okay, Nani. There we go. Lambo. It's been a
Hi,
minute.
Lambo.
How you doing? I've missed you. Now you see, this one I can say I've missed you because I haven't seen her. I saw her today though earlier.
Yeah, she's
Lambo
been
says, I mean,
busy.
the whole state changed the whole charge in the middle Phakathi of the trial. So let Muzi change whatever. I stand with Muzi, guys. Change it like you change underwear, Muzi, if you want. Upset Judge Rata. This is your constitutional right. I still don't understand why the defense hasn't emphasized this point. That's a good one. That's a good one. I've got to screenshot that one. You see Lambo disappears and then she comes like fire. Sorry, hello ladies, just rushed in. Oh, that's okay. We love it here. We love it here.
Hi.
Good, Claire. I'm disappointed with the fact that Advocate Teffo didn't show up at the Pretoria High Court as he promised to do so. Covered. Her name is Silis. Oh. Okay, it's the double letters, okay? And then my eyes don't have their glasses today. But I stand corrected. You see, this is me accepting constructive criticism. Do you see? I can recognize constructive criticism. Her name is Celia Brown. Not, oh my God, I'm still saying it wrong. Okay, let me try one more time. We can do this. Don't embarrass yourself, okay? English is not my first language. Her name is Cecil Brown, not Celia. I'm blaming
You see, Queen, you are speaking to the wrong girlie. I was not the one that said Celia. I'm not the one.
But this is constructive criticism.
No, I'm accepting. I'm fine.
And it's not disguised, okay? It's not disguised under some hate speech. It's this is constructive criticism, and I always take constructive criticism.
When you tell your friend about something and they keep making a joke about it, because I'm the one who told her about Tabekonya. Now she's making it her business. And
shout out to Tabekonya.
She's not going to stop.
Now I want to Google it. Hello, ladies. Hi, princess.
Hello,
princess. Sipindile says, okay, now I have to, take time to read the names correctly. I think if I'm not mistaken, even the family of Ntanzi and Muzi were shocked to hear that Advocate. Guys, when are we going to leave the Advocate Teffo topic? They were shocked to hear that Advocate Teffo was no longer representing them. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, you're right. I have that video where Muzi's father is like,
yes.
He's crying and he's like, I thought he was going to save my son. You guys listen in court. Look at you. Mm-hmm. Yes, that is so true.
Think we are coming for him. Hi, guys. You actually owe us an apology for these things.
Charlotte says, Cecil must not force us to talk out this issue of him saying he will be in court today. We are trying to let us rest because he did make us aware of Section 375. He must rest and take care of himself. Nobody's taking anything away from him other than the fact that he was not in court today, as per his own words. It would be one thing if we're saying Patricia Mashale said Advocate Teffo would be in court. Then would be saying, Patricia Mashale, you said what happened. Do you see the difference? Mm-hmm. He said it himself. Well, we're not even gossiping. Charlotte says, we do feel for him, but we must be practical here. And I'm almost done, guys. Nani, I totally agree with you on the point of you giving him his flowers. He deserves them. He absolutely does. And if you're a channel member, let's take this opportunity to show up in the comment section and drop Advocate Teffo emojis in the comment section, because he too has an emoji, guys. I don't turn you into an emoji unless you deserve it. Okay. So Advocate Therefore is right there in the emoji section. If you're a channel member, if you're not, today is a good day for you to join us because you know what? Court is coming back. Ooh, court is coming back on the 19th. It's no longer going to be stop and start. You know, like the AVL. What was it? Ignition on, ignition off. High speed, low speed. It's going to be inside Phakathi. Inshallah, is going to make her appearance physically inside the courtroom, and I'm excited for that. One thing I wanted to understand from Advocate Therefore, when he said Balois, no, skip. We don't talk about that on this channel in respect of the late little boy. Okay? Sometimes when it's children, we just got to let children's souls rest in peace. Hi, Isaac. You are so late, but you are here. Isaac, come on up.
You better
Isaac,
catch up
to the stage.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good. We needed that. We needed a male element on the stage. It was getting too feminine over here. Okay, let us know your thoughts. Bring us up to speed. It's been forever.
Yeah, it has been a while.
How are you doing?
Doing good, thanks.
Awesome.
Let me give you my bite. I want to come on a different dimension this time around. Believe you me, Mnisi is going to bring some bombshells because I foresee him calling these other witnesses who have just testified, not only Guninda. Remember, he have just been appointed to represent accused number one. So obviously, he's going to apply for other witnesses to come and cross-examine them. So it will not do any justice to Obaloy and the judge because he's going to apply ever since he's a new counsel. So whatever strategy that Gininda and Obaloy are trying to put is not going to work. So we may anticipate a stop and go.
No, I don't want to stop and go. I really don't. I really don't want to stop and go. But one thing, I think, Isaac, you are in the legal realm, if I remember correctly, the last time you introduced yourself. Can Judge Rata say no? You can't call that witness. So I foresee Nissi calling witnesses 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I think he's going to do it one by one. Balo is going to cry. And then the judge is going to rule and say no. And then I guess they're going to take it up to the SCS. Why am I not saying that right? They're going to take it up to the appeals council, right? I think that's what's going to happen. Judge Rata today, he made it clear he's not going to allow that. It's not going to happen. The second bite at the cherry. You're very late, Dan.
I also, one more thing. I did not also buy the story to say Ramsipili does not have the liberty to examine who's this Benin based on the new AVL. Everybody is entitled to examine based on the new evidence that has just popped in. So the AVL was not there when these other witnesses were cross-examined. So it's always legitimate to recall those witnesses to come and account for the new evidence. Remember, this is gonna be a new evidence. So it was not just of the Judge Rata to say, no, you don't have to ask anything because you have already cross-examined the witness. For as long as there is a new evidence, counsels are allowed to question or cross-examine based on the new information that is there. remember, we always say this. They are building a plane as it is flying.
Exactly.
They are forever investigating. So as long as there is new information, they are obliged to cross-examine them.
I think that Judge Rata said, and I think this was to Advocate Ngomezulu, correct me if I'm wrong. He said they can continue investigating the case until the very last day. But he never said you can cross-examine until the very last day. I think that's where the loophole is. And that's where the defense also did not seek clarity that when the new evidence comes, what happens then? Because now new evidence is coming, okay? Because as Baloyi is saying, he's saying they never asked for it before. And they did their cross-examination and they finished their cross-examination and no one transversed that fact. So now they just want to cry and say they now want to cross-examine. So, and I believe that even if they don't cross-examine, they can bring it up in, what is it called? Closing arguments. So that's going to be interesting. I don't think they will win. Judge Rata has already told them they can't do it. The only one who can do it is Advocate Mnisi. And remember, Mnisi is also the only one who has access to the to their ballistic expert. So yeah, the defense's case is going to be very, very interesting. Their ballistic expert. So
yeah, I am sorry to keep you wasting, guys. I was so late, but at least you accepted me and we joined. Thank you very much and good night.
No, Isaac, you're not wasting anyone's time. We're still here. We're still here. So thank you so much for participating. You're always welcome. And Dan is in the building.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Am I here?
I'm good. Sorry, just 1 second. I'm trying to find the comment about the comment that about the AVL.
Hello.
Yes. No, I'm just was it Queen of South Africa? One thing I know, Baloyi ain't bringing any AVL evidence. No. There was a comment, guys. I need to go back and research. Can you please type your comment again? The one who said it's not a new topic.
It was Queen of South Africa that said that.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Hi, Dan. How are you doing? Hello?
I think he has network issues.
We are about to close out.
Yeah,
Hello?
Let me go to the videos.
Here's the comment, Noza. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, Dan. How are you doing?
Oh, you can hear me? Oh, something's wrong on my side. I can't hear anything. Let me go out and come back in, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
So okay, I'm gonna remove him. So, Nani, any closing words? We're about to close out, guys. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. You guys must really feel spoiled. I've done a live 2 days in a row. Woo! Nani, do you have any remarks?
Yes, guys, thank you so much. First of all, thank you to you for accepting my request to come through on your channel. I really appreciate that. And to our viewers, our friends, thank you so much, guys, for always supporting our channels. We really appreciate you, and we appreciate the support that you give to us. As for what is going to happen next, we are taking this case everywhere it goes. We will be there and we will support it until justice is served. And lastly, we are not team defense, we are not team state, but we are team justice.
Again.
Thank you.
Hi, Dan. Thanks, Nani. Hi, Dan. Can you hear us? Sound check.
My sound is not working.
Oh, no. Yesterday it was my
I'm up here
audio.
with my two favorite ladies, and I can't even hear y'all. This is terrible.
Excuse me.
Oh, we feel your
Oh,
pain. I'm going to be live again tomorrow,
oh
right?
no.
Which courtroom am I going tomorrow?
Okay.
Okay, let me type a message. I'll be live again tomorrow. I'll
This is.
be live again tomorrow. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Dan, I'm going to mute you so you know that we feel your pain. But thank you so much for joining us. I know Dan wanted to talk and tell us a lot. Dan always gives us some insight, but we're going to have to hold that thought for tomorrow, and then let me know what time works for you. I am going to be probably in Ace Makashila's courtroom, the trial within a trial. Other than that, I'm pretty free. Okay, I'm a free agent. Let me know what you guys want me to do, what videos you want to see. Judge Ndim returns on Friday, so until then, I'm a free agent. I'm here for you. Noza, this is my homework. I thought the defense team asked for those AVLs, but as usual, they were never finished. Or am I wrong? I don't know the answer. But I want to find out. I want to find out. So we're going to hold on to that thought, and then we're going to end tonight's live right here. Are there any comments that I did not? Rata is not. Why is this the first comment I see? Rata is not fit for this case. He misses big time. Old age is catching. Guys, am I the only one who thought he had aged today?
He did. He sure did.
He looked tired. He looked irritated. It was a lot. Okay. And there was nothing okay, maybe the accused being late. Maybe that really upset him. I don't know. What a treat to see both my lovely ladies as I rushed in from work. Was a 19th. Yes. I hope it is okay. Okay, so Dan, let's try this one more time. Is that you, Dan?
Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
And I have.
Oh, okay. Good. You know what happened?
I have to keep my live under 2 hours so that I don't have to do manual work behind the scenes here in the studio. So you have about 10 minutes. Go.
That's cool. No, I'm not doing no lecture today. No, I had the volume on my YouTube turned down. I think you have to have the volume up on your YouTube and on your Internet Explorer. On both of them. That's what happened.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. I don't really have a whole lot. Is anybody surprised at what they saw or did not see today? I mean, listen.
Cecil is going to be really upset with you, but go for it.
Well, I missed that part with Cecil. You know where I was? I actually was in the Diddy trial, and I didn't get the alert. Otherwise, I'd have been here. But I was trying to see what was going on with that Diddy stuff. But yeah, I don't know, but I'm not allowing myself to get played for a fool like a lot of people. So I know people have big hearts, but we can't just go around just believing things when people just come saying whatever. But everything has to be proven, and you got to be more strong and not so emotional. And I'm talking about people out there because we're all thinking clearly. We're being nice and kind, not to say the wrong things, being respectful of, each other. But when people come with stuff like this, it's like, we know what's going to happen. There's going to be a delay if these things actually come to fruition. But I'm satisfied that they're going the way they're going. This is how it's supposed to be. Let's not make any hiccups, any intentional hiccups, like, accusing people of conflict of interest and they can't do this and I'll be there because it's my rightful. We have to remember, this is still court. Court has its own set of rules, apart from everywhere. And, it's not just like nothing. It works at face value in court. You can't just come and make these claims. I'm going to be there. I'm going to represent and I'm going to make my case and all. Listen, let's just be satisfied with what we got going on. If you want to replace somebody, talk to number 2. See if he'll let you. But
Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. But one
I think
thing Dan
I'll never
mentioned
let
that
that go.
we hadn't spoke about the conflict of interest. Remember, Advocate Teffo said, and I quote, see, I like to quote people. He said, I spoke to Nissi and I explained to him, and Nissi said, listen, I'm not trying to be a hero here. If you want to go, go. And then court goes on today, the cameras go on. Nissi doesn't tell us that.
You can't tell somebody that you're gonna be someone's representative. You have to talk to the accused. It doesn't work like that. And you being a legal practitioner, you should know this. Like, I don't understand. It's like you're trying to battle with somebody over the ownership of a bank account, and you know damn well it's not yours. I don't know.
That's a good example. Because according to Nani and her inside information, I don't know how she has inside information inside the prison, but that's, you know what? That's none of my business. Nani says, and I quote, Moses Sevilla laughed out loud when he found out he is a new legal representative.
I wish I saw it. I wish.
Somebody should have recorded it. We see them all the time with their TikTok videos. We would have loved to see Moses' reaction. Moses been through a lot. Wow, Moses been through a lot. And it seems like he's the golden goose. Was it the golden egg? I can't remember. Okay, English is gone. My bundles are done for today. But
And what about any were there any marches outside taking place by any chance? Any letters of mandate being handed off from anybody with leather jackets? Anything like that happening outside? I'm just curious.
Guys, I'm going. I'm done. Good night.
Dan,
I'm just
Dan?
wondering. People said a
Can-
lot. People said a lot this
Dan?
last couple months. Okay, I
Can you
want to
give us
see
a summary
something.
Can you give us a summary of what happened in the Diddy trial today?
Oh, I wasted my time. Apparently, so this is the understanding that I'm getting from the comments and everything. It's a federal trial, and apparently they don't allow cameras inside the federal. So they had the dang cameras pointing at the doors outside for like 2-3 hours, and here we all sitting here as if we're going inside. And no, all they're allowed to do is to show sketch drawings of people from the inside, and they just showed like some sketches of Diddy looking skinny and gray, the gray hair, gray beard, and all of that. And he's hugging his lawyers. That's all it really showed you. So
I follow it from one of the lawyers who can go inside the courtroom.
who's
So
that?
I'm gonna go check if D. Baker, Emily D. Baker.
Oh,
So
I
she
remember
can
that,
go
yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
So, but she also can't film. But because I trust her, she's a reliable storyteller. So you do get to Nani, come back and say goodbye nicely. Don't just disappear. And then the people she's good. So I follow her. And you know what? Now that you mention it, I'm gonna check because I did see she went live today. I'm gonna go watch that. She goes live forever. So
She used to actually they used to call her up to give analyst opinions on Fox 5 back in like a few years ago for other trials.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that until I saw her face a couple times on Fox. That's how she got her her base. Yeah.
That's why she's so huge. Oh, I love her so much. I love her so much. And then one other YouTuber also got a shout out from her, and then her channel just blew up. So yeah, she's kind of my inspiration. Yeah. Okay. So with that said, our time is going. So guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Nani just walked out the room and left just like that. Lindy wants to know, where did Rose go? I miss her. Did Rata pull a Mr. Blow on her? You see, that's what happens when you don't fall out of courtrooms. You don't know who Mr. Blow is. I don't know what happened to Rose. We never got an announcement. We never got a formal letter of anything. I, as a female, I just don't like when I see women in the workplace, endure some tough times. And I didn't like the way that she was treated, the way she was called, the clicking of fingers. I hated all that. So wherever she is, I hope it's of her own free will. I hope she's happy. I hope she's doing good. And yeah, and that's why as well with Shalolo in the beginning, I used to get so enraged at how Judge Rata used to treat her. And then Shalolo said, don't worry, I'm going to adapt. Okay, I'm going to adapt. This is the animal farm and I'm going to learn. So I think Shalolo as well has shown growth. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I think Charlotte's comment sends us off, closes the room. Thank you, everybody. I love you so much. Charlotte. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for helping me hit that 61K. We did it, you all. And Lydia says, I agree with the caller. The AVL is totally new evidence to all the councils. Rata is just trying hard to protect Baloyi and Gininda and the rest of the officers who were involved because Senzo Meiwa did not die in a police station. Okay.
Unfiltered, I have a quick question for you. Quick question. The AVL that they brought out this week, is that the same AVL information that was
no.
that Njabs were talking about?
No. But it opened, you know, now that we know we got to put the coordinates this and coordinates that, and a car can't move from 0 kilometers all the way to 165. You know, I think that opened up, you know, the thought processes. So I'm curious to see where Mnisi, where Mbula is going to go with that. But at least that's my opinion. You missed this public service announcement. We will be going live with Njabs. So myself, Nani, and Njabs. So I'm going to put a post. Any questions, you put them over there, and we will put them out to Mr. Njabs. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. I will catch you on our next live. We probably will do it tomorrow. Okay? You guys might be getting spoiled. That is it from me. Bye.
So you also believe that could have been planted there?
Nomganjan, ya planted. Lo to ayibona uyena wafika nayo lo project.
So what do you think happened?
Fethu ulong wafika nesibhamu lapha. Ulong wafika nasibhamu. Wafika ediniwe bakusho lokho ulong wafika ediniwe wabingelelanga umuntu engena la ediniwe ukuthi uZandi wayekade ngamtholi, and the day before uZandi walala ngithi kaKheli kwalala uZandi nomthoko noSenzo noKheli babelela ndawonye, and ulong wafika lapho wabona ukuthi awukhona komjito khona la umuntu wamangimtholi. Wafika lo la ngobusuku aphinde wahamba wabona khona abantu abawuthuthula manje uSenzo noKheli shuthi umthoko noZandi uvela ibaselekile ubuya ngakusasa nje vele udiniwe ukuthi shuthi awenza ibhari yena umuntu wakhe uyaxhoshwa shuthi khona umshayashaya uSenzo umfakele shuthi umjida wakho waseDurban. Isuka lapho-ke leyo nto isuka ngokuthi le mjida wayidiniwe waxabana nalo nomuntu wakhe kuZandi kanti bexabana kwasuka umsindo don't isibhamu nomjida ngoba inhlamvu yokuqala yaqhuma yashala phansi yazolimaza uZandi la asuka lapho xixixe kubanje isibhamu ukuthi kwenza kanjani kudonseka itrigger iyona into efanele iyochazwa ngoba sasisingasaphethe wena kuphela asekubanguswana.
So are you saying that you don't believe what they are saying in court?
Ayikho ngoba le besho ayikho. Mina ngathi ngifike eGoli ngatshelwa enye indoda abanye abantu statement sami sikhona ngikhuluma into statement sami sikhona ecourt basazongibiza omunye oyikhulu naye shuthi waba involved ekutheni istory fanele simiso kanjani wathi ndodana watlalela la ngitshela lento ekhulunywayo lo izikhulunywa ukuthi ngene igebengu lapha ayikho lonto ndodana kwenzela imedia usenze bethandwa abantu kakhulu kwenzela ukuthi umsindo ungasuka eSouth Africa. Into eyenzekile nje udubuleke elamula uZandi nesoka lapha ixatshwana ongitshela kanje lo muntu wakhuluma nalabo abasendlini bayazi omunye umuntu omkhulu naye wayekhona kukhulunywa le ebikelwa nangalo daba usewenzekile.